E-commerce business tutorial. How to build, launch, and grow a lucrative online store. Starting an e-commerce business is hard work, and you have to take many steps and make myriad decisions that need to come together at the right time. Check out this detailed guide on starting an online business, from researching and launching to sourcing and selling profitably. The future of e-commerce is brighter than ever. According to the United States Bureau of Economic Analysis and the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, global e-commerce sales were $32.8 trillion as of September 2020 and accounted for 8.1% of the world's gross domestic product. Start your online store today and grab a piece of the pie. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. How are you doing today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as splendid as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka. Let's roll. I want to talk to you today about e-commerce business, how to make money online, and especially how to build, launch, and grow a lucrative online store. First thing you need to do is to choose a product. Choose a product. Finding a product to sell. The first step to building an e-commerce business is knowing which product you want to sell direct to customer. This is often the most challenging part of starting a new online business. Let's highlight the strategies you need to use to identify and choose the best product for your target audience. Evaluate your idea. So once you have a product in mind, let's say you have a product idea in mind, how do you know if this is the right one? How do you know if it will sell? Let's think one step further. How to find and source a winning product to sell. The first thing I want to say before we even get into the nitty-gritty is you have to make sure that your product fits with your target audience. Obtaining your product. After landing on a strong product idea, you need to figure out where and how you're going to obtain your product. Let's talk about researching and preparing. Research your competition. You found a product, okay, that's perfect. Evaluate its potential and source a supplier. But before you get into that, you need to thoroughly research your rivals so you know that you are up against a small level of competition or a formidable level of competition. That way you can also learn how to differentiate your business from theirs. This is also a great time to write a business plan. A business plan is not just for a regular business, a brick and mortar business. No, if you have an online business, you still need to write a business plan. A business plan will allow you to put all your ideas on paper. So once you have done the competitive analysis, you've done your SWOT analysis, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats about the market, you need now to take time to write your business plan. Remember, if you're not strong, if writing a business plan is not your forte, you can always hire someone else to do it for you. Actually, right now, the cost of a business plan has gone so low in the last few years. There are even websites such as Fiverr where you can just hire someone, a freelancer somewhere in over the world, to actually write a business plan for you at a very cost-effective price, at a very cost-effective manner. And you also have templates on the internet, by the way. Business plan template that you can use to basically put down your ideas. Remember, a business plan is a roadmap, is a GPS that helps bring your ideas and thoughts together. It is vital in determining what to prioritize and how to effectively reach new customers. So once you have written your business plan, it's time to set up your business. So you have to name your business. Aside from finding a natural product to sell online, you need to determine your business or brand name and choose an appropriate and available domain name. Remember, this is an online business, so you need to have a domain name. So you have to create a logo. So you have to register a corresponding domain. The logo, again, if you're not the creative type, you can outsource all of those things. There are very creative, very smart, and brilliant creators out there who are affordable. Again, try to use those freelancer websites where you can just get something at a very good price. You can even use a logo maker. There are tons of software programs out there where you can actually craft your own logo. So from a logo maker and business name generator, you can actually find an all-in-one platform where you get everything. You have to understand search engine optimization. As you're thinking about setting your business, you're trying to choose a domain name, choosing a URL, you need to understand SEO. What are the basics of search engine optimization? You need to know that because you want to properly structure your site and pages for Google from the get-go. You want to do this at the beginning, not after setting everything up. And not only for Google, you have to do it for Bing, for Yahoo search, as well as other algorithms out there. For example, Amazon has an algorithm called A9. You want to please that algorithm also. You need to build your store. Once you understand better search engines, you got to build your store. There are critical elements to consider. There are a lot of things you have to think about. You can either do it, you can try to reinvent the wheel, or you can just sign up with a store builder such as Shopify that has the whole thing pre-built for you. So you just can save time and launch your store as soon as possible. You also need to think about writing captivating product descriptions. You need to build high converting product pages. You need to shoot beautiful product photography. The resolution must be high. You want to choose your e-commerce color palette and much more. You also need to think about, and this is a critical step during the process of launching your store, you need to choose your sales channels. One of the best ways to reach new customers is to choose sales channels where they already shop. So you want to have the right mix of sales channels based on your target audience, based on your products. But there are a lot of, opportunities out there, a lot of options out there for a beginner like you to get into the e-commerce business game. So as I said earlier, you can get a self-hosted store. You can build it yourself, or you can get a prepackaged store such as the one at Shopify. You have other stores out there. You have some that are coming in WordPress. You have Wix. There are tons of them and high quality. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still talking about e-commerce, and I'm just giving you ideas on how to build, launch, and grow a lucrative online store right now. Preparing to launch. So as you prepare to launch your business, there are several shipping and fulfillment elements you got to think about. You got to prepare for those. Let's go through them. Let's have a launch checklist. You need to have a launch checklist. Your store looks great, fantastic. Your products are loaded and ready to go, and you set up all your social accounts. Is there anything else you might forget? You have to think about a few other things, because with so many moving parts, it's very easy to miss a simple but critical step in a successful business launch. When you need something, when you want to make sure things go well, a checklist will help you reduce ambiguity and smoothen the work that needs to get done. So your Shopify store launch checklist. Let's go through that. Number 1, add your chosen sales channels. So here are some examples of online sales channels you can add to your Shopify store: eBay, Amazon, Instagram, Facebook Shop, Google Shopping, Buy Button, and checkout links, Messenger, and Pinterest. So all sales channels connect with the core of your Shopify business, so you can easily keep track of orders, products, and customers across all platforms. By the way, we're using the Shopify example here, but the process, it's similar for other players out there, whether it is Wix, a WordPress, or your own self-hosted store. The second thing you need to do is to add a custom domain. Adding a custom domain to your site gives you brand recognition and makes it easier for people to remember your URL. So you want to, your URL is www.janedoe.com. You want to conduct a domain name search first to see if your business name is available. If it is, and the name isn't already a trademark and used by another business in your industry, you can purchase your custom domain name directly through your provider. If your custom domain name is not available, that does not necessarily mean you have to go back to the drawing board, not at all. Now, here is where you can flex your creative muscles. you have to be a little creative. Let's say you want to sell pizza products, or you want to sell baby products. You can say beautiful baby, or cutie pie, or cutiebaby.com for your URL as opposed to baby.com. You can also use, say, a different top level domain, a TLD, and a TLD comes at the end of a URL. For instance, .com, .org, .edu, .info. So you'll notice that many websites use different variations such as .gov or .org. Today, there are tons of TLDs to choose from. So common TLDs in e-commerce include store and shop, but you can get creative here too. It's up to you, all right? The third thing you have to do, and folks, we are still going through your store launch checklist. Thoroughly review your checkout experience and payment gateway settings. So when testing your checkout process, you want to make sure that shipping rates are surfaced during checkout. This is critical because shipping rates will eat in your profit. So you want to make sure you price them correctly. You want to make sure that discount codes can be applied in the cart, that a shopper can edit their cart's content. You also want to make sure you have, in your checkout process, there are familiar payment methods such as PayPal and ShopPay. You want to make sure you have an option for order status tracking. The contact page can be easily accessed in case order editing is needed. You want to make sure the email notification process is working well so that an email is sent to confirm a purchase. And the language and currency switcher and a shipping policy clearly stating who pays duties and taxes are both available if offering international sales and shipping. These things might sound very small to some to new e-commerce entrepreneurs, but they're critical. Number 4, prepare your standard pages. What are those? You have homepage, contact page, about, and frequently asked question, your FAQ page. Let's go through them quickly. So your homepage is arguably the most important page on your site, hands down. This is often the first place people land, and if not the second place they go. So the homepage is a place to establish the overall look and feel of your business, of your website, and ensure you have clear navigation to browse your store. You don't want to have a high bounce rate and people come and they automatically leave your site. No. Besides your homepage, you need to have a contact page. This is where shoppers get a look and feel, but also they get reassurance that your store is authentic. So you want to list a phone number, email, a retail address if there is one. So if potential customers cannot contact you with questions, you could be missing out on lots of sales opportunities. Remember that. So you want to consider including a contact form so they can send you a message without ever leaving your site. And then you have the about. The about page is where shoppers go to learn more about your company, your brand, and the people behind your products. Remember, this is team's work. You're not Superman or Wonder Woman. You're not alone. There is a whole team behind you. So you want to elevate that team. You want to give them exposure. Many store owners overlook this page, but it can be an effective sales tool if approached in 2 ways. Number 1, shoppers often are trying to make sure a business will be around for the long term. So an about page, if you think about it, is a chance to show your store is real. It's for real. The second option here is that many shoppers are interested in the business mission and purpose, and if the business shares any of their values. So sharing your brand's purpose, principles, and why the business was started in the first place can win you, believe it or not, new customers who support similar causes. And then you have the FAQ. So the FAQ is basically a collection of questions and answers around things like shipping, return policies, how to get in touch. If you sell products that are a little complex, you want to explain the product there, and that's very interesting. We put on the screen right now a very beautiful FAQ by Ugly Drinks, and we just found it very beautiful. They were very creative, and this is not just a regular FAQ that you put on the site. They were very creative, and we're putting there. You can see it. So there is an opportunity for creativity here. Also, you can be creative and do something that is cosmetically appealing, that is compelling, that is interesting. So kudos to Ugly Drinks and try to emulate what they have done. Number 5, you want to review your email notification settings. This is another important element that you have to think about. So email is a powerful tool for online store owners. So by email, I'm talking about a lot of things. So you want to consider the following email. So you have welcome series, e-receipts. In other words, when a customer buys something, they receive a receipt. Abandoned cart notifications, order confirmation, shipping notification. What I'm trying to say here is that you have to be very clear and set up the right email notifications so that things are done automatically, especially abandoned cart notifications. Number 6, you want to conduct a content audit. Sometimes it's important that you'll be close to your work. You will not notice small mistakes like spelling, grammar, or broken links. So you want to review it backward, starting with the last paragraph and working your way to the top will help you spot errors you may have missed. So when it comes to your copy, consistency, folks. Consistency is one of the most important things to remember. And adapt to a particular editorial style guide, whether it is MLA or APA. If you want to get creative with spelling or make up your own words, that's okay, as long as it's on brand. But be sure to be consistent across your site. On the technical side, you also want to look for broken links and forwards in particular, as well as any image rendering and mobile responsiveness issues. Mobile responsiveness is very important, folks. We have 3/4 of current shopping experiences happen on smartphones. So you want to make sure that you check out your sites on different browsers, on different devices, so you can understand if a bug is universal or device/browser specific. Optimize all images on your site. This is important. By optimization here, I'm talking about be descriptive when naming your images. This will help with the SEO ranking of your site and product pages. You want to use keywords that you are trying to rank for. Optimize your alt attributes carefully. Alt attributes are used for web accessibility and SEO. You want to reduce the size of your images. You want to choose the right file type for most online images. A good rule of thumb is to use JPEG images for photography and PNG images for graphics and icons. Review your thumbnails. So your brand logo is incredibly important. It's how customers associate the name of your business to a visual. So thumbnails show up all over e-commerce sites. So make sure they're clear enough so that they will be consistent across all social channels. You want to test your images. So you want to know what's working and what's not, and more importantly, why. So you can run some A/B image tests to see which types of images work best. The next thing you want to do is install an analytics tool. Analytics are important to set up from day one. Why? Because the data collected over time will give you valuable insights into your visitors and customers. So if you are on Shopify, for example, your Shopify store will have its own set of analytics reporting built in. But you may also want to install a third-party tool, for instance, Google Analytics. This is one of the most well-known and popular analytics tools. So it's all whatever works for you. You can even install Adobe Analytics. Number 9, you want to have a pre-launch marketing plan, including a budget. Once you launch your site, you want to make sure people know about it. This is important. The best way to do that is with the marketing plan. So you want to document your marketing plan. So once you go live, all you have to do is follow the steps you've already outlined. So you want to now the marketing plan, it has to be comprehensive though. It has to talk about the platforms where you would advertise, the kind of content you want to push on your blog, on your store, on your social media channels, the kind of target audience you want to go after. It must be very comprehensive. We have committed a lot of time on the topics of marketing and marketing plan across our channel. So if you want to learn more about marketing plan, you just go to the right playlist, the right category, and learn about it. So you also want to adjust your tax and shipping settings. So you want to check that your tax settings and shipping rates are appropriate for the product you're selling. Otherwise, you could unknowingly eat into your profits by not charging enough. So double check your tax and shipping settings before launching your store. So depending on where your business and customers are located, you might need to add sales tax. So if you're not sure which tax settings to use, your best bet is to consult with an accountant familiar with taxes in your area. If you don't charge sales taxes, you're going to have to pay that sales tax to the government, and that will eat into your profit. Make it easier for shoppers to contact you. So remember that I've spoken about page, I've spoken about your FAQ, I've spoken about other pages you need to think about. Contact page is one of the key. So contact page is this will allow you to be in contact with your shoppers. That's not the only place where you should have information on how customers can get in touch. So you want to include your business address, phone number, and even live chat on most pages of your website if you can. Next, you want to install only the essential apps. There are tons of apps for instance, if you're working with Shopify or Wix or another provider, there are tons of apps. Those providers have tons of apps that you can avail yourself of. But not all of those apps are essential for a brand new business. In fact, some will not make sense for your online store at all. So when you're just getting ready to launch, you want to install only the most essential apps, and deciding which ones are the most important will depend on your business and your industry. I might even add on your target audience also. So you want to be very careful about the kind of apps you install. And the third and last element in the checklist is your billing information. So you want to set up your billing information. So if you need to set up your store's billing information to ensure there are not any hiccups when your store finally goes live. So it must be your bank account where you want the money to be paid, where customer pays you. You want to also have a credit card or debit card account where Shopify or any host Wix or any other provider can actually charge you for the fees and all the other services that they render to you as you host and as you do business through their platform. All right, so this is basically it. This is the checklist. Let me quickly give you so the checklist once again before you launch your store is very simple. Add your chosen sales channels. Add a custom domain. Thoroughly review your checkout experience and payment gateway settings. You want also to review your email notification settings. You want to also, and this is number 4, you want to prepare your standard pages. That's the home page, contact pages, about. You also want to conduct a content audit, optimize all images on your website, install an analytics tool, have a pre-launch marketing plan, adjust your tax and shipping settings. You want to make it easy for shoppers to contact you, and you want to install only the essential apps, and finally set up your billing information. I'll be right back. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. I'm just very happy to continue this conversation with you. I hope you're finding a lot of information with us right now so far. And if you love the content so far, please consider subscribing to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you can be informed in real time whenever we drop a new show. And we release this kind of shows every single day, rain or shine. Now, post-launch, once you launch I gave you earlier the checklist for launching your online store. So once you launch the store and the store is live, what should you do post-launch? Acquiring your first customer. Let's talk about that first customer. The hard work of marketing your product begins after launching your store. While many new store owners should consider selling their physical products in person, the rest of digital marketing rests on doing one thing well: driving targeted traffic. That's the key word here. Key terms here: driving targeted traffic. Next, let me share with you a variety of marketing tactics that will help you in your first month. How do you market your store? You can market your store by driving traffic from social. So I'm talking Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. You can also drive traffic and conversions from paid ads. You can actually run ads on those social media platforms or on the internet through Google or other through Google, Bing, Yahoo Search, or other platforms. You can optimize for higher conversions. You can optimize the content. You can optimize the websites. You can optimize the pictures, the images that are available on your website, on your online store. You can also use analytics to uncover insights. Again, most store providers will give you a suite of tools and analytics to uncover what's really happening behind the closed doors. Are you making more money? Are customers spending a lot of time on your website? What is the bounce rate? What is the conversion rate? What is the click-through rate? All of those things, you need to track them. All right. So the bottom line here is that this guide is just the beginning. This e-commerce business tutorial is just the beginning. I've shown you how to build, launch, and grow a lucrative online store. Building your own e-commerce business is as exciting as it is challenging. So you learn a lot of stuff about choosing a product, evaluating its viability, figuring out how to get it produced, building an online store, and marketing and selling to new customers. The process can feel like you are solving a head scratcher of a puzzle, but it's rewarding all the same. All right, so here is a recap of today's conversation. There are 5 parts to this tutorial: choosing a product, researching and preparing, setting up your business, preparing to launch, and post-launch. So choosing a product, you need to find a product that you can sell. You need to evaluate the idea, and you need to find ways to source and get that product at cost-effective prices. Research and preparing. You need to research your competition, and you have to write a business plan that fits with your idea and goals. You need to set up your business. You need to name the business, create a logo, understand SEO, build your store, and choosing the appropriate sales channels. You need to prepare to launch, so you need to have a launch checklist. And once you have that, you can just go through everything, and once you are ready, you can just launch. And post-launch, you need to start thinking about acquiring your first customer, marketing your store, and finding ways to constantly grow and scale. I will talk to you another time. It was a blast having a conversation with you. It was just a fantastic opportunity. I really appreciate it. Until next time, remember, stay marvelous.